Did you know ancient Egypt ruled for over 3,000 years, yet mysteriously collapsed? For centuries, this civilization dazzled the world with enormous pyramids, golden treasures, and mighty pharaohs. How did they rise to power, and what caused their downfall? Today, we'll uncover the secrets of the pharaohs, their incredible achievements, and the challenges that ultimately brought their empire to its knees. Stick around because some of the facts will surprise you, like the deadly diseases, betrayals, and even natural disasters that shaped this civilization. Egypt began along the Nile River, where life thrived because of fertile soil and predictable floods. Small villages grew into powerful kingdoms, eventually uniting under one pharaoh. These leaders weren't just kings, they were considered gods on earth. They controlled every aspect of life: religion, law, agriculture, and even art. Early Egyptians built mud brick homes, and over time they advanced to massive stone temples and monuments that still stand today. The Nile wasn't just a source of water, it was the highway of ancient Egypt. Boats carried traders, soldiers, and grain up and down the river. Egyptian society was organized into a strict hierarchy. At the top were pharaohs and nobles, then scribes, craftsmen, farmers, and laborers. Education was highly valued for scribes who recorded everything from taxes to epic stories. Even in these early days, Egyptians were incredibly innovative. They developed a 365-day calendar to track the flooding of the Nile, invented papyrus for writing, and mastered irrigation techniques that allowed them to farm consistently, feeding millions. During Egypt's golden age, pharaohs like Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, and Ramses II expanded the empire and brought incredible prosperity. They traded with distant lands like Punt, Lebanon, and Nubia, importing gold, incense, and exotic animals. Pharaohs commissioned grand statues, temples, and obelisks, many of which survive today. Hatshepsut, one of Egypt's few female pharaohs, ruled for over 20 years. She built magnificent temples and sent expeditions to Punt to bring back valuable goods. Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, led Egypt into many battles and constructed monumental statues of himself to immortalize his achievements. Art and religion flourished during this period. Temples were adorned with colorful murals depicting gods, pharaohs, and everyday life.
Sculptors and artisans perfected their craft, creating statues and jewelry that still inspire awe today. Egypt's power wasn't just military, it was cultural, technological, and spiritual. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2560 BCE, stands as a symbol of this extraordinary period. It was the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years and remains one of the greatest engineering feats in history. Despite its glory, ancient Egypt faced many challenges. Invaders, such as the Hyksos, Assyrians, and Persians, attacked the empire multiple times. Sometimes the Nile didn't flood properly, causing famine and social unrest. Internal power struggles weakened Pharaoh's control, and corruption often plagued the government. The late period saw Egypt divided, with competing dynasties fighting for control. Even the mighty temples and pyramids couldn't prevent decline. By the time Cleopatra VII came to power, Egypt was already a shadow of its former self. She tried to restore Egypt's glory, but Roman expansion proved unstoppable. Interestingly, natural disasters also played a role. Earthquakes, droughts, and disease outbreaks periodically struck, testing the resilience of Egyptian society. While Egyptians left behind incredible monuments, their empire was ultimately vulnerable to both internal and external pressures. Even Cleopatra, Egypt's last pharaoh, couldn't save the empire from falling to Rome. Ancient Egypt's story teaches us that even the greatest civilizations can fall when faced with persistent challenges. Yet, the achievements of this civilization continue to inspire the world, from monumental architecture to advances in medicine, astronomy, and mathematics. Today, Egypt's legacy lives on in its pyramids, temples, and art, as well as in the fascination it inspires in historians and tourists alike. Every tomb, artifact, and hieroglyph has a story to tell, reminding us that history is not just about the past, it shapes our present and future. So, the next time you see a pyramid or hear the word pharaoh, remember the incredible civilization that once ruled the Nile for thousands of years. Ancient Egypt may have fallen, but its story will never be forgotten. If you loved uncovering Egypt's secrets, hit subscribe and join us for more epic history deep dives every week.